Today on the TMZ Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the TMZ Podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton and joining me today is Devin Rahl. Oh, newsbreaker lovemaker Devin Rahl.
A little bit congested today. Hopefully it's not too bad.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I'm breaking through the other side. I was sick over the weekend, but I'm glad to be here.
I'm going to move a few inches back.
Yeah, right?
It's good to have you back in the pod studio. Where you been?
That's a good question. Where have I been?
You haven't been invited.
Because I got my haircut last week because I was trying to get the YouTube numbers up for your viewers and never appeared. Never was called upon.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's nice to have a break. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, but I'd like to publicly apologize for not having you on the podcast.
Hey, apology accepted. I'm back.
I'll be better. I'll be better. Okay. We got you in today because you know a lot about a lot, including this Danielle Bregoli Bhad Bhabie story where she fought. Well, she didn't actually throw punches, I'm not sure.
Her entourage got into it in a restaurant in WeHo, and I spent most of my Sunday working on this. So
okay, great story. Rihanna and other billionaires were in India for this massive, reportedly $150 million wedding.
Money well spent.
I'd like to be there. It looked pretty fun.
Yeah, I would like to be there, not pay for it.
Yes. We'll talk about my clip that I shot myself.
I was wondering why we were doing this.
At LAX. Lisa Vanderpump, I talked to her about the allegations against Andy Cohen, but also Rachel Leviss filing a lawsuit against Tom and Ariana. Pretty crazy.
Actually, a great person to get. Good on you.
Oh, no worries, mate. Easy. Light work for me. We got a almost news that'll wet your whistle at the end there. Something about Taylor Swift and Sabrina Carpenter.
We just gotta find a way to get Taylor in the show, huh?
Yeah, gotta sneak her in somewhere. But to begin with, yeah, we got crazy video of Bhad Bhabie, Danielle Bregoli, Catch Me Outside. She had an argument with her soon-to-be baby daddy, like really soon. She is, are we allowed to say about to pop?
She's super pregnant.
She's very, very pregnant.
Yes, very pregnant.
It was kind of the tale of two tapes because originally the first video we got in from this incident was of people filming people in Danielle Bregoli's table trying to fight and laying hands on girls on a separate table, like a neighboring table. And so we were like, what is going on between these two like tables arguing? But then we got more video after the first story came out where you can see Danielle Bregoli and her baby daddy like kicking off, having a screaming match. And so at the end of the day, what is safe to say is that the girls on the neighboring table who were filming the fight between Danielle and her baby daddy,
yeah,
it wasn't well received by Danielle's table, and so that's why the fight broke out.
As you can see in the video, I mean, and I do want to say Danielle wasn't involved in any of the fighting as far as with the other table people, like the other people in the restaurant. It was actually her entourage, which is good because, like we said, she's very pregnant.
Yes.
But this is like a tale of two sides. So obviously, you know, we have people reach out to us and, you know, send us these videos, and they were at the restaurant, and they were saying initially what had happened, allegedly, was that Danielle saw something on her boyfriend's phone, and he wouldn't give up the phone, and she got very upset with him, and I guess went out of the restaurant, and then came back in, was still very upset, and eventually her entourage actually got in it. This is the only thing that we know for sure what happened, is that her entourage was trying to throw hands with another table.
Right.
And allegedly they were doing that because people were filming them fighting. And they were mad. And apparently they had, like Danielle's group of people had asked the restaurant, like, hey, you need to have people stop filming us. And they didn't come in quick enough. And they said, you know what? We're going to take matters into our own hands.
But yeah, it's hard to stop filming a famous couple having a shouting match in a crowded restaurant. It's pretty hard.
Exactly. And it's kind of on brand with her. And, you know, I will say I think she's 20 now, which is insane.
Yeah.
And obviously you don't want to be seeing, you know, anyone fighting, especially anyone involved that is about to have a baby. But yeah, I mean, crazy video. I mean, her reps were very adamant that the boyfriend was upset because people were filming and that's what they were arguing about. Although, I don't know if I buy that.
Yeah, that feels like a bit of PR spin to me.
I've been around this business a while.
Right.
And I know some spin when I see some spin.
If you only got the first video and Danielle Bregoli's team's, account of events, then sure, maybe. But everything you're saying, even about the phone here, you can see him try to grab the phone off him.
Exactly. And they were trying to say that they were arguing because he was getting mad and getting defensive about people filming, and that's what their argument was about. But people in the restaurant are telling us otherwise. Regardless, luckily, no arrests here. No one got hurt. A little skirmish, and I feel like this is just the kind of stuff you expect when Bhad Bhabie's around, right?
Yeah, but I don't know how many months pregnant she is, but
I think like 7 or 8.
Yeah. That's not good because allegedly patrons in the restaurant said she slapped, baby daddy.
But obviously none of that's on video, so unclear if that actually happened. But yeah, tough scene. I think this was Toca Madera. Is that a Mexican restaurant?
Sounds like it. There's some.
I see some salsa
chips,
and guac,
guacamole.
It's just like if it's was this Saturday night? It's like I just want to enjoy my chips and salsa, man.
Right.
I don't need to see Bhad Bhabie yelling at me. I don't know why I even would get my phone out.
I know, but then they sold the video. TMZ pays for the night.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Perfect.
Guacamole isn't cheap.
True. Okay, on to our next story. Rihanna put on a reportedly $6.3 million show in India for the son of a billionaire. The billionaire's name is Anant Ambani.
You crushed that.
I
God,
know.
you were so nervous.
I know.
The lead up to that was insane.
So this billionaire's, reportedly worth $114 billion. But he wasn't the richest one there because Mark Zuckerberg was there. Bill Gates was there.
Why are those people invited? I get Rihanna, like that's their performer, but they just are like, hey, you're super rich. Are they homies with these people?
I think there's a billionaire club. I think there's and no wonder
I know we talk about this. They're always on like a group chat together.
They must be WhatsApp, and also Rihanna, she's a billionaire too. So there's another billionaire to perform. So she put on a 90-minute show. Yeah, over $6 million she got for it. Some fans were looking at the video online and saying it was kind of lackluster and she put in the minimum effort. I kind of she played all her hits. Like we TMZ put up the video of her like going one after the other, like every big song Rihanna sings.
Yeah.
It was like a Super Bowl performance.
I mean, you're the perfect person to talk to as far as like judging if someone's putting in minimal effort in something. You're literally the perfect person. You're like, what do you mean? She killed it. She went above and beyond. But I actually tend to agree with you. I didn't really get the hate because like you said, hits for days. The production was insane, which I'd hope it would be. It's a billionaire's. I mean, it literally looked like a Coachella performance.
Yeah.
And also, it's like, is Rihanna really known for her performances? Like, I know everyone was like, oh, that's like Riri for the Super Bowl. That was awesome. I thought it was kind of lackluster. Granted, she was pregnant.
right.
So
she can't do much move that much. I mean, I don't think she's like known as like an incredible dancer.
Yeah,
and I don't think she that's her thing. And she's not doing incredible dancing in these videos, but who cares? Like, shine bright like a diamond.
Exactly.
And they're just
hits for days. It's like, and you're a billionaire. So instead of it being a DJ playing all of her songs, you actually have her.
Totally.
What more do you want?
In the past, this same family has brought over for different events, Beyonce, Coldplay, and the Chainsmokers, which is
Wait,
really
what the heck was that?
I don't know, but I don't know why.
I like the Chainsmokers.
I like them too.
Those guys will get a party lit.
But I don't know why they're in the same conversation as Beyonce, Coldplay, and Rihanna.
Well, because this billionaire invited him.
He just loves them. You know who else was over there performing? Akon. Akon was at the wedding too.
I hope you're not hating on. I love Akon.
I know, but it's just funny to have him in that sort of like A-class type talent group.
Well, he was performing at this wedding.
I think it was a pre-wedding event. Like the groom was on stage.
How long is this wedding going on for?
Oh, Indian weddings go on forever. I think this was like 3 days at the minimum. There was over 1,000 people on the guest list.
But how all these people just take a week off from work? What do they do?
I think if you're going to a billionaire's wedding, you just like whatever you can do to
use your sick days.
Yeah, that's it.
Use all your sick days.
Totally. Also, there was an interesting video of Mark Zuckerberg and his wife
God,
Priscilla.
what was he doing?
Well, they were actually marveling at the groom's watch. It was a $1 million Richard Mille watch, and they were like, that's a nice watch. Maybe I'll get that. Maybe I'll get a watch now.
Something about anything he does just makes me cringe. Like, do you see him at the UFC fight the other weekend? It's just like if Mark Zuckerberg's gonna be at your event, 100% success rate, there'll be a viral video of him just doing something weird.
He's awkward.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't know how to carry a conversation, but he's one of those genius nerds who you don't expect to, but he's very I don't know how I would have a conversation with him because it's all he's nervous to talk to people.
Yeah, exactly. You've never got him out, have you?
I would love to, but I'm sure he flies private. I'm always at LAX. Great segue. Great segue. I was at LAX.
When was this? Friday?
Yeah, doing my job for once. On Friday, I got Lisa Vanderpump, who's a good person to get right now because Bravo's under fire. Andy Cohen in particular, but also Tom and Ariana from Vanderpump Rules. Look, Andy Cohen is the center of a new lawsuit because there's this lady named Leah McSweeney who's suing him, saying that he used to do coke with other housewives. And if you were one of those housewives, you got a better edit. And also she was saying that producers and other casts try to coerce her into drinking alcohol, and she's a reformed alcoholic. So
she went on Housewives. That's a perfect place to go.
Well, yeah, 100%. That's my opinion too. But also, interestingly, Raquel or Rachel, whatever you want to put it, she is suing Tom and Ariana because Tom screen recorded a FaceTime where she was undressing herself and pleasuring herself. And then when Ariana found it, and which kickstarted the whole Sandoval, she sent it around to all the castmates. So that's making a recording of something that you can't record someone without their consent in California. And then you certainly can't. That's where the revenge porn comes in because they shared it and angrily trying to.
The thing I'm a little confused about this, though, and I mean, I know, lawsuits sometimes take a while to file, but when we broke the Sandoval and when we were reporting on all this, we reported on this.
Right.
So it's this is old news to me. I'm like, well, did she just now find out?
It is interesting, the timing of it. I agree. On the 1 year anniversary too. Let's have a listen to some of what Lisa had to say. This is on the 1 year happy birthday anniversary of Sandoval. What do you make about Rachel, Raquel, whatever? What do you make about her lawsuit against Tom and Rihanna and Ariana for revenge porn, recording revenge porn and sharing it?
That's ridiculous. I think if you don't want to have somebody share your porn, then don't send it to your best friend's boyfriend, right? No?
Well, she didn't. It was a FaceTime that she didn't know was being recorded, and then Tom recorded it against her, she didn't know.
I have to go.
And then he shared it, and Ariana found it and shared it with the castmates.
Well, she didn't share it with me.
Right.
Why did she leave me out? I don't get it.
Would you say at the very least that's inappropriate behavior?
It's all inappropriate.
So I think Raquel could be in for a big payday here.
Yeah, I mean, I love Lisa. She's awesome, but what a terrible take. It's she thought, you kind of, I think, corrected her a little bit. It's she was sending this to someone that she, A, didn't know she was being recorded, and B, then it got, shared amongst their group of friends. That's a crime.
Yeah.
And that's just not okay. And it's I feel shaming someone for oh, well, if you take nudes, you better you better expect it to possibly leak is just kind of lame.
I totally agree with you. And I think there have been cases similar to Raquel's in the past that, have got up to $1 billion payday.
Oh, really? I don't know if she's going to get that.
I don't think she's going to get that either. But I'm just saying, if a jury is deciding what sort of payday someone gets, they're not like a judge where they kind of have to follow it's up to them. And so if they think that Raquel had, she went to 3 months in rehab, she didn't go back to the show, she could be going to get millions and millions and millions. I genuinely think.
You think a jury will really look at her as a victim in all this, and that she clearly wasn't doing it for fame because she didn't go back to the show.
Yeah.
She worked on herself. Yeah. I mean, who knows? I would imagine it wouldn't even get to a jury because if this is actually true that they did share the videos, they'll probably end up just settling out.
How can they settle? They don't have Do you think they would have, $10 million to give her, those two? No. They share a house together they can't sell.
Well, yeah, they're supposedly going to be trying to sell it soon, but I mean, yeah, it's a really tricky situation. I again though, I don't want to like shame Rachel.
Rachel or Raquel, she goes by
I
two
don't want to
different names.
shame Rachel, but it is interesting to me that like this information has been out and you waited a year on the anniversary of the Sandoval to then all of a sudden file a lawsuit against them when, I mean, I guess she agreed not to go back on the show, but like, in my opinion, she's kind of irrelevant now.
I bet she'll be back on the show.
Yeah.
Not like for a season or two or until this lawsuit is finished, but she'll be back on the show sometime, I think. What else is she going to do?
Exactly. And it's like, I mean, that's what she wanted to do, was be on Vanderpump.
Yeah.
That was like, oh, I'm going to be a big Vanderpump star. And then everything kind of spiraled out of control.
All right. On to our almost news. Barry Cohen. Is it Cohen or Keoghan or?
I think it's Cohen.
He is Sabrina Carpenter's new boyfriend. And he's the one from Saltburn who
did a bunch of
who has the big thang. Who has the big
thang?
thang?
Oh, that's what your takeaway?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I was thinking about the drinking the bathwater.
Yeah. Ooh.
Hey.
Yeah. He was over in Singapore because Taylor Swift has got 6 nights there, 6 whole nights in Singapore. And Sabrina Carpenter, she opens up for Taylor Swift. And it's just interesting he's over there to support because they've never like really confirmed they're a couple. They've just been to different.
I mean, do they need to?
No, they don't really need to. Like he's been
at her house. They've been going to like. I feel like I've seen them around town. You know, people are sending in photos of them together. I just think it was a little bit weird because didn't he have like a really serious? Was it a wife or a baby mama?
He had
something?
A wife and a new baby, and then he left them all for Sabrina Carpenter. But my God, you mean Sabrina Carpenter makes it hard.
I'm not super familiar with Sabrina Carpenter's work.
She's like an ex-Disney star, now a pop star.
Okay.
Just look at her Instagram, bro.
I will have to. I don't know if we have enough time on the pod.
Yeah, but she's. I mean, as you would say, she's a treat.
Is she a treat?
And she's like, great singer, that sort of stuff. But Taylor Swift has got these nearly a week in Singapore before she heads to Europe. Everyone's still wondering when is Travis Kelce going to be back on tour because he's still in America. Like he actually went to her hometown over the weekend, but I'm sure he'll be back on the PJ, the private jet. Joining her for the rest of the tour.
Sabrina confirmed treat.
Yeah.
She is amazing.
Yes.
Good for Barry. What were you saying? You were saying something about Travis?
Yep.
He was in Philly? Sorry, I was doing some research.
Okay, well, actually, the pod comes to an end now, man.
Oh,
continue your research.
Oh, you didn't want to keep getting into anything?
No, I mean...
Travis is in Philly.
Travis is in Philly.
I hope they meet up soon.
Absolutely,
Back to my research.
Shout out to Devin's wife, Mel. Love you, Mel.
Love you too.
Okay. Goodbye, guys. See you here tomorrow.